Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Holistic Health and Hot Mamas. I'm Joe Tierney. I'm here with my co-hosts, Kathleen and Erin. Courtney is on a brief hiatus, so hopefully she'll be back again soon. But thanks, everybody. Welcome to the program. Hi, ladies. How are you?
Hi.
Hey, doing good. How about you?
I'm doing well. Oh, I got my sound on as I'm about to share. So, what's new? What are we celebrating? I'll throw it to you, Kathleen. And we had a big weekend. Everybody had a holiday weekend. How was yours? And what's happening in your life? What's good and exciting and new and happy?
So I had a really great weekend. I spent it with Mark's parents for Easter dinner. I went to lunch with my son Anthony. Andrew is still in Rochester, but he's coming home soon for a concert, so I'll be able to see him soon and give him something from the Easter Bunny. I took yesterday off of work and I watched Boo Boo Sunshine, Leia, and we had a grand old time. She's a sweetheart, so she always makes me happy. And what else did I do? My accomplishments this week actually is I finally got included. One of my colleagues at work and joined me into a workout session that our workout team does that is with our company. They do it every Tuesday and Thursday, 7 to 7:30. So I'm joining in that for the first time tomorrow morning. I've made a commitment and I will be there. And then I'm going to follow through and do that all next week. And then one more thing that actually I've been talking a lot about how I need to get into the exercise routine, and I'm really struggling getting there, and I'm really worried about my health. And my son Anthony sent me a challenge buddy partner through your iPhone watch, which I'm still getting used to figuring it out, but that's going to be really helpful to me because I would like to exceed what he's doing, even though that'll probably never happen, but at least it gives me a mindset and a goal. So I'm excited about that.
Kathleen, we'll have to add each other as friends for the Apple Watch, so we get notifications when we work out. Maybe it'll be a good motivation for each other.
Yes, I would love that. Yes, for sure. I don't know how to do it, but I'll absolutely do it.
We'll figure it out. Me either.
Yeah.
So I wanna take a second and welcome Katie to the show, sneaking a break from finishing up a final project to tune into one of my favorite podcasts. Thank you, Katie. We're glad you could tune in. And, as I talked about earlier in the show, Courtney's on a brief hiatus and potentially for the summer. And so I'm hoping that we can talk Katie into coming on and filling in. And, of course, Courtney has big shoes to fill, but filling in temporarily and maybe in the duration we'll fill out our roster to 5 people. We'll see what happens if Katie's interested, and we'd love to have her on a more regular basis, especially since she's finishing up her degree in nutrition and she's a wealth of knowledge in regard to all of the things that we like to talk. Well, the things we like to talk about, not always implement. So she's good at both. She talks about it and she implements it. So we need her. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah, sending Katie good energy tonight. She's finishing her big project, so get it done, Kate.
Get it done.
Katie.
Get it off your plate so you can dedicate all your free time to us. She's saying totally would love to. Friendly competition is always a good motivator, for sure. And we're not always friendly competitors, just to give you a heads up.
Speak for yourself, Joanne.
Yeah. So, Erin, what's up with you? How was your week? How was Easter? And what do you have on tap?
Easter was really good. It was my youngest's first, so I was really excited to watch her do her Easter basket, and I love making the kids Easter baskets. So my oldest, I did kind of like a science theme. He got like a make your old volcano, and my middle guy is like wild, so we got him like a giant 31-inch inflatable ball and a splash pad for the summer. And then for my youngest, she's less than 1, so she got kind of like a training toothbrush and like like practical things like baby puffs. And she was so mad when she saw her brothers eating like Reese's Pieces and Reese's peanut butter cups. She looked at me like, you better give me something. So I gave her a little tiny piece of like Reese's Pieces and I like smashed it up. And she was like, she's just so funny. So it was really fun to see the kids on Easter. And my oldest was like actually into the Easter egg hunt this year. So that made me happy. So it was a good, it was okay. I mean, yeah, it is what it was. So. But in terms of what I'm celebrating this week, Kathleen took some of your advice and I made a bunch of appointments for myself. I've been trying to go to the dermatologist for like years and I finally went. So I was super glad I went and that was good. So next is like a general physical. So I thought of you when I was doing it. Awesome. And then I've just been really trying to work out as much as possible. Today I walked 5.2 miles during work, just all on breaks. One of which was up a hill that was like a 45-degree incline. So when I got to the top, I was going to die, but I was proud of myself for doing it. So I walked with someone at work. So just trying to get in exercise where I can and, make better choices eating, really focusing on that this week. So got some recipes I'm going to try out.
Perfect. I love that. I was doing a lot of that this weekend. I haven't been great the last 2 days. I have had a little bit of stress, which I think I'd really like to get into discussions about that, how stress impacts us emotionally, mentally, and physically, because I've really noticed what a detriment that is to my life. Mm-hmm. And something else, a couple of things have happened to me over the course of the last couple of weeks. And I'd like to talk about this too. I don't have enough research on it this week, and unless somebody wants to talk about it, we can talk about it. How I think it's particularly true of mothers, and I've just begun to realize, not just begun, but I really started to take a look at how much, and of course, as women, we're nurturers, oftentimes, how much dedicating myself to other people. And I've always been a giver, and I've never done it in terms for the need of reciprocation or gratitude. But I've noticed that it takes away from me because my own health and well-being suffers. So I think that I need to really take a healthy look at balance. And I think that people who are givers forget that. You read it all the time. You got to give to yourself first. The oxygen mask falls down in the airplane. We hear all those analogies and metaphors and all of those things. But I'm really going to start to implement those things and not in truth, but you know what I mean. I'm going to be more mindful of it. I'm never going to stop giving to people. That's not against my nature. And I'll give you an example is, I know I talked about, I'm sharing the podcast, but that I talked about, and of course your children are one thing. I talked about my son and getting him into college and the whole process was just so arduous, and the applications. And when you have a child who's on the spectrum, the reality is, and Aaron, you can attest to this, the reality is that we as parents have to do a lot of the work on their behalf, not on their behalf, but sometimes on their behalf and sometimes in coordination with them. And really, from the time my son was 18 months old, he's been in school and he's been really working and progressing to this moment of going to college. And so much of my time was dedicated to that. And of course, as a parent, I would never change that. And luckily around 8th grade, the tide started to turn, and where I became much more of I had always been the leader. And fortunately, in my case, it turned out perfectly. In 8th grade, the tide started to turn and I was more of a support player. But he had been building up to this moment, and we picked a college, we looked at the college, and a lot of it was predicated based on this program there that was supposed to help him, and he got denied. And he got denied in large part because he didn't take that interview seriously. And luckily, we advocated for another opportunity, and he did get another opportunity, and he did get in. But I think, he got in, and he did miss out on the spot in the track that he wanted to be in, but he got into the secondary spot in the secondary track, which is, much better than being denied. And he worked and advocated for himself. But I think that it wasn't until I put some pressure on him to really take the reins himself in this regard and to remind him how much he'd been working towards it. But even myself giving so much to him kind of took away from his own independence. I think that he just expected that he was going to get it because, he'd always received supports. And I think that not only does it take, when you give too much, it really takes away from you, but sometimes it takes away from the people that you're giving to. And I think that was a poignant reminder for me that, I'm just so used to giving that I probably overstepped my boundaries in that interview in that whole application process. And he wasn't prepared, and some of that fault was my own. So I think I'm going to start to make some changes in regard to that. So that was a big realization I had this week.
Yeah, it's funny. I was actually talking to somebody yesterday that Ryan, my oldest, has been getting PT and OT since he was born. So it's crazy. And, you think like you have to push and do so much. So I hear you on that, especially from a mother's perspective.
From a mother's perspective. And I want to talk about too, well, what do we want to talk about next? We really don't have an agenda. We wanted to talk about some changes that we're going to make, and we've talked about it amongst ourselves this week. We want to have some more fun going in, especially since the summer. We want to really get back more to our holistic health roots, and we want to capitalize on Kathleen's ability to make us laugh. So we're going to start out with our celebrations. We're going to continue. So if the audience has any suggestions, we'd love to have them. We figure it's a good time to change things up because we're coming into the summer. Erin's a fairly new host. Courtney's on a hiatus, and unfortunately we're going to be able to take advantage of Katie. So I think, and that's important for the nutritional piece, because it's important for her maybe to really start to share her knowledge, and hopefully we can supply that platform. So, I think that I'd really like to talk more about the whole spectrum thing too, having children on the spectrum and be an outlet there. I don't want to dedicate all of our time to that because we live it. So we really want an outlet from that. But I also like to be a resource, especially since we have visual schedules. I'd like to start to talk about that some more. Just children and independence, and especially we want to take advantage of you being a young mother, Erin, and that piece bring in. And I think some of that focus you wanted to give on postpartum mothers and new mothers, and we should kind of come back around to our roots.
Well, I like it already because you're calling me a young mother, so I'm sold.
All right, good. A little bit of flattery, that's all it takes. A little bit of flattery and a little bit of jelly beans.
Get you everywhere.
I'll be the old mother.
Well, I haven't even had children yet, so I'm just I'll be the sassy single woman. How about that?
I like it.
So I don't know. So what do you think? What are your thoughts? Kathleen, what do you want to talk about this week? Do you have any Ford? Did you do any Ford's fun facts? We could go to that. What do you have on tap? Let's give the audience a sneak preview of what we have coming up.
Yeah, so I did do some Ford facts, and I'm going to give you a fact, and then you guys can guess if you can, or maybe you already know all these facts because you're super smart. But so what can you tell me about this sentence? The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Anything?
I feel like I've heard it before, but I don't know what it is.
I've definitely heard it before. It used to be used for, I'm not going to know what, but I don't know if it was for typing tests or something. It used to be used for some, something across the board. I don't know if it was a tongue twister or I forgot.
It's a trivia thing, right? So fact about this sentence, the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. It has all the letters of the English language in it.
Oh, wow.
So there you go.
Becca came in late. We already got the answer, Becca, but it has every letter.
Every what letter, Becca?
So, all right, we'll give you that one, Becca, because you must have been typing as the answer was coming in.
Right? All right.
So, all right. She said, no, I didn't. She said, no, I didn't.
My next fun fact is, what was the original color of Coca-Cola?
Clear.
Like the can or the drink?
The drink.
You're saying
I say-
clear?
Yeah, before artificial coloring, maybe.
I say I'm gonna say red.
And Becca, what is your guess?
We'll wait for you back. We'll wait for you.
Well, she's
Becca.
gonna wait for you to give her the answer, and then she's gonna do it.
All right. Katie said clear. She agrees with me. We're waiting on Becca. She's a slow typer, so definitely she didn't have that sentence in her typing class. Either that or she's taking care of 3 babies. Oh, Becca's coming in with a different answer. Greenish. Not even an official color. Greenish.
So the winner is Becca.
Wow.
She Googled it.
Good job, Becca. I hope you're not using Google.
Well, is it greenish or green?
It says it was the original color of Coca-Cola was green.
Hmm?
That's
All
what my
right.
fun fact said.
Wonder why.
I'd rather have it green than brown.
True.
Yeah, I
don't
wonder
know.
why. It must
I
have
don't
just
like
been All right. That's the Irish version.
All right. So my next fun fact question is, what about the continents makes them significant? So they all do one thing. This is kind of hard. Maybe I should just tell you.
So tell each of the unique qualities of each one individually.
No, what they all do. So I'll name all the continents, and then maybe you will understand.
Well, that's the easy part. We know the continents. Give us an example. Give us one and then the answer so we have some idea.
Well, they all, okay, so I don't think I can do it that way. This is not a good question to do that.
Okay.
Will they all have one unique thing in common? Is that what the question is?
Yeah, like their
Okay.
names have one thing in
their names.
the name of
Okay.
the continent has something.
So we have North America, South America,
Take off
Australia.
the North and South and leave it at America, though. But
Okay.
you're right. North America,
So
South
America, Australia, Antarctica. They all start with A so far. Asia. But Europe, that's not a. They all start with a vowel.
And
End in a vowel?
yes,
Ah.
they start and end with the same letter.
Oh, with the same letter.
Oh.
The
Oh,
same
that's
letter.
pretty cool. Right,
I
Europe,
thought that was
Asia,
really interesting, right?
Australia,
Yeah.
America. Yeah, that is interesting.
Only one you forgot is Africa.
Africa.
But they all, whatever they start with, they end with. I thought that was cool.
That is cool.
So each king in a deck of cards portrays an actual king in history. Do you know which kings they are?
Henry.
No.
Do you like how confidently I said that?
You did. I was like, I don't remember that. Let me read the answer.
How about Edward?
Wrong.
George.
Nope.
Arthur.
Although, you know, one of them I don't know. Well, okay, yeah, no, not Arthur either.
All right, you're gonna have to give them. You're gonna have to give them to us. I think.
All right. So, the king from History for Spades was King David.
Okay.
For clubs, it was Alexander the Great.
I should have known that
Hearts
one.
was Charlemagne. And diamonds was Julius Caesar.
I didn't even know Julius Caesar was a king.
I didn't either.
Well, that's what the answer was. I can only read. I didn't fact
All right.
check, but I'm going to look
Those
it up.
are some fun facts. What else? What else do we have?
I think. Oh, I'm sorry. What is the longest word without a vowel? That's my last one.
The longest word without a vowel.
Yes.
So it has to have a Y.
Nope. Oh, yeah, it does, actually.
I was gonna say.
It does. It actually has 2 Y's.
No, what is it?
Rhythm.
Rhythm.
okay.
All right, these are a lot of fun facts. So everybody who's tuning in, we are going to have fun facts. It's one of our new segments every week. We're also going to have some fun games at the end of the week. We're not prepared yet this week. We're with Truth or Dare, and of course our dares aren't going to be. Yeah, they're going to be PG probably.
Maybe not.
Maybe. Right. So we do have that. We could do the blurring out, you know, how they blur out on certain cells. So if we have to, we can do some blurring. Or we may have to do our dares throughout the week and then air them, pre-record them and air them the following week if they're really dicey and juicy. So that's something to look forward to, fans. Oh, Katie, I learned so many good Ford facts to share at my next party. Absolutely.
Awesome.
So maybe Katie could even do some fun food facts. That would be fun too. All right. So I want to talk about what do you have, Erin? Do you have anything for Erin Vandenberg's Vault?
Well, we were going to do the taste test, but since that's out, I don't know if you wanted to talk a little bit more about something you opened up with, some like self-help, holistic type things that I've been kind of doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
One thing I've been really trying to do is take out some time, and this is going to sound so incredibly cheesy and not something I normally wouldn't do, but something that I kind of have been doing lately is I've been doing the Calm. I don't know if you ever saw the advertisements for Calm. It's like kind of like a self-help meditation app that you can get. So they have some, if you don't want to get the app, they have a lot of the free, it's just a minute of meditations on YouTube. And so again, it sounds totally cheesy. And at first I was like, I'm not doing this, but really it has helped just to kind of take a minute and chill. I know like the Apple Watch does have the breathe, you know, when that pops up, it says take a minute to breathe. But I love the meditations on YouTube because they're really self-guided and they're quick and it's just like a good like reset. Another app that I downloaded it's called I Am. So they're like basically like positive affirmations that you get on your phone throughout the day.
Yeah, Colleen has it too. Did you sign up for the free version or the paid?
I did the paid one only because I get like 10 a day, which I know may seem excessive, but you can kind of set how many you get. And sometimes I'm like, okay, this is like a lot, but it is good because you get them every so often right on your watch or on your phone. And they're just like really positive thoughts. Like I just got one that was like, I am fierce and smart or something like that. So they're just like little things to kind of get you through the day if you need them. And I've just noticed like such a big difference in like mental clarity and being much more relaxed lately. And it's just, I think it's a combination of things, but
I think there's some other factors that are involved there, but
probably, but these have certainly helped as well. And I highly recommend them for anybody who is going through like a really, if they do have a very stressful time or they do have a lot going on, it's those two things for me have been huge among a few other things, but
I might try that. And now that I think about it, I think the free version is only free for 3 days. Yeah. I think, and then you have to pay for it. So I want to throw this up here too. Becca said, can't wait for the dares. I can't wait too. We truly can't wait. Maybe we'll throw some Trulies in there, Becca. So that'll be a fun time.
Slam a Truly.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And then annoy Becca for an hour straight.
Yes.
That could be one of our dares.
Maybe we'll do a Truly sponsored episode. We just drink Trulies the whole time
and talk about Truly. Yeah.
Yes,
that would be fun. And they have some new flavors too. We have a lot to talk about.
That can be a taste test day.
Taste test, true. That could be a taste test, especially coming up to the summer. We should test some. Kathleen has something already. We should test some summer drinks. All right. Katie's already given someone I dare someone to try the new Truly vodka. That's like a dream come true for me. Truly and vodka together.
It's like your water and vodka drinks.
I know. I could just see, and if I could put a couple extra water drops in, and I could be in heaven. So that'll be fun. Yeah, I think we should do that. Do some samples for some summer cocktails and drinks,
Like
and
it.
the cocktails. And here's something else I'd like to do. And I can steal this from someone I know who's on Facebook, and I know her from spin class. She has put herself in a self-imposed. And I don't know if it's permanent, but she's taken a break from alcoholic drinks. She's young and she's been really creative and is posting all of these really cool non-alcoholic concoctions that really rival any drink, as some of them seem much more elaborate. But that'd be fun. I might pilfer some from her page, and because of course there are some people who don't who don't drink alcohol and have a problem with it. So of course we don't want to encourage drinking, but at the same time we'll give other people some options too. So that'll be fun. So anything that we make doesn't necessarily have to be alcoholic. Like Kathleen, what are you drinking there? A seltzer that's non-alcoholic.
Yeah, I've been trying the generic stuff.
No good.
So I'm doing it in between my ahas just to get rid of them. But aha is the bomb.
All right. Okay. So we can mix a little Truly vodka in there. So that'll be exciting.
Exactly.
All right, so that's good. So what other ideas do we have for the future? I definitely think that have some more fun. We're going to play some games, fun facts. Maybe we could go on location. We haven't made much progress with our triathlon. We haven't really given that any thought or weight. I have been doing a little bit of training for the running. Nothing. Well, I do this spinning, but I don't know if that would be the same. I don't know if that qualifies for training. I would say no, because you're going to have some hills. And so maybe we'll be doing the virtual triathlon. I don't know if we're ready for the on-site one. Swimming in the open waters of the ocean. I'm not sure if we're ready for that.
They would think I'm a really good meal. I don't think I'm ready for that.
So maybe we'll do the triathlon in my neighborhood. We can do the pool, the biking on the flat surface.
I like it.
Yeah, so maybe we'll have to do that, and maybe by the fall we'll be ready for an actual one. But then the water will be cold. You know how I feel about that. So my heated pool is much more attractive than the open waters of the ocean.
Wait, so the swimming portion of the one in Cape Cod is through swimming in the ocean? You have to swim in the current and the waves?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So that's pretty scary. I don't think we're ready.
I don't either. I thought it was like a lake or something.
No, what would be? Well, when you're out in the ocean side, I don't think it'll be in a pond.
Oh, all right.
Can I do a fun fact that is totally off topic?
Absolutely.
So I quit smoking 11/11/12, so many years ago. But before I smoked, my niece, who is now in college, getting ready to graduate, she said, "I just want to tell you that a shark is never going to want to eat you because you smell like a cigarette." When you were talking about swimming in the ocean, I was like, oh, wait, I just have to smoke a few cigarettes first.
That's funny.
Shark deterrent.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have to. Well, we don't want to promote smoking, but maybe we'll have to come up with this spray, a shark repellent. All right. So luckily, Justin's not on because we promised him an update on our Amazing Race challenge. We have not done that, but we also want to get on Shark Tank. So we have 2 shows we're hoping to get on. So that's something too. Maybe we can. I think that should be a segment. Our quest to get on Shark Tank. We'll start with that, as opposed to the Amazing Race. But I think we could do it. I think that is something that could be, or close. And I think we're much closer than you realize. We just have a few things to implement to get our business going. And we have the business going. We just have to fine tune the product and get that out there. So yeah, the sharks would love us. I know it. Speaking of sharks.
I think it should just be Aaron and Joanne's quest to get on reality TV, and we just audition to get on every single show we possibly can. One of them's got to take us.
Oh my God, I would love that. Yes, you have to do that.
Can you imagine us on
Big Brother?
I know, I was going to say, can you imagine us on Big Brother? Actually, to get...
Act like you don't know each other on Big Brother. That will be your backstory.
Well, to get on Big Brother, my father actually, I don't know if you know this, here's a fun fact. Joe Tierney did try to get on, the original Joe Tierney did submit an application to get on Big Brother. And it's a pretty, I got to try to see if I can find that audition tape, but that will be fun to pull that back out. That was a pretty arduous, there's a big application, there's the digital video submission. We had to make signs and posters, go Joe. So maybe I'll have to pull some of those out. Maybe I still have them, but yeah. And at that time they were much more diverse. They had older participants on. Now they're back to pulling out a lot of younger ones, but all right.
Or celebrities.
Sorry, Becca, but we might be trying to get on one of those dating shows. The Bachelorette. We could be the Bachelorette. Or the Marriedette. Yeah, the two married women. So somebody come up with, so what are some viable shows? Maybe that's what we'll start next week, coming up with, because I think when people think of reality shows, sometimes they think of those shows like
Naked and Afraid. You guys can be on Naked and Afraid.
Naked and Afraid. Yeah, I'm afraid of Naked and Afraid, but... Well, exactly. So there may not be as many as we think we can get on. We got Shark Tank, Amazing Race.
I always wonder though if I could do like Survivor. Like I'm like, yeah, I could do it, but like I don't know, the bugs and I don't know if I could do it. And the eating like frogs and stuff. I don't know.
And think of the outfits. Are we really gonna be in like I don't think I could be in a fig leaf. On national TV.
No, Survivor. I mean, you could if you wanted to. Survivor.
They don't wear very much.
You just wear the same outfit. Whatever you wear, you have to wear that every day.
Right. Well, is that your strategy to wear a fig leaf?
You're thinking of the homemade Naked and Afraid fig leaf.
Oh well, I'm gonna be pretty hot in my leggings and long t-shirt in the Sahara Desert. I don't think I'll
be swimming in those.
Your outfit you wore to kickball, you wear it.
Yeah, the parka.
That's what you're showing.
Katie's saying, Aaron, you could not make it on Survivor. You won't even eat ground pork or chicken.
No. I would just eat like coconuts. I would have to eat like vegetation. I would not eat weird, like I wouldn't be able to do it.
And how would we break the coconut? We're not going to have any tools.
Smash it. All right. The first one I found on that you can sign up for 2022, you're out.
What is it?
Single virgins.
Oh, Lord. I'm not single. I do have the second criteria.
Me too. Same. So maybe we can get on a 50% basis.
Yeah. Do they have just married virgins?
Couples who may feel misunderstood. That's a good one.
No.
But we have to bring our mates. We're not looking to do that. We want to have fun. I'm not speaking for Aaron, Becca. What?
I'm looking for indoor where there's air conditioning and heat.
All right. Well, we can be outdoor. We just want to wear clothes.
The bugs, you guys.
We have a very low set of standards. Outside and wear clothes.
You'll be okay with all those bugs?
Well, we'll have to bring bug spray.
I really think Amazing Race is just made for us.
I do too. I think Amazing Race and Shark Tank are our two shows.
Yep.
Yeah, that's probably it. All right, so let's look into that. For next week, we'll give an update on our quest. We can say reality show. We'll call it what did we call it? Reality Race to Reality.
Yes, I like it.
That's our segment, Race to Reality. And if we find some other shows that we qualify for, great. But I think most are probably outside of our interest range. If we were 25 and single, but The Amazing Race and Shark Tank are our two.
Well, you know what? I think, do you know the farm that has like that's out by us? They're doing a reality show. I don't know if you saw that in the news.
No, June Farms?
Yeah. I didn't know if I could say it, but yes.
Oh,
June
I
Farms.
did.
I forgot.
Yes.
We're not.
So they're taping a reality show, and they're looking for employees. So we could always apply to do that. You're
To
a
work for
bartender?
the. Oh, true. I could bring out my old bartending skills.
Yeah.
That is true. All right.
Here's
Okay,
one,
we going to
people
work.
who are obsessed with their in-laws.
Okay, that's probably not for us.
Joanne.
Well, we're not obsessed. Sounds creepy. We're not creepily obsessed with our in-laws, like in a negative way.
I
No.
don't know.
No, we love our in-laws. We're not crazy, but yeah, that's not our cup of tea. What would that even consist of? And what's that channel not even on?
It says we're currently casting couples where one person is extremely close with the other person's parents and family. This is your chance to get paid and star in an all-new documentary. If you're obsessed with your in-laws and their family.
What station is that on? All right.
Get some more information and fill
Why are you asking so many questions about it like you're going to watch it?
All right, put it on our list. That could be a contender. We'll talk about it. I mean, that's better than Survivor.
Definitely, because that's definitely indoors.
Well, it sounds like one of the, maybe it's on the same, you know, the one that's like My Weird Obsession and people eat like chalk and stuff.
Like.
I wonder if it's on the same episode or same channel as that.
Yeah, that sounds like it's going to be creepy in some way.
Yeah, I think that's the idea behind it.
That's funny. That's funny.
There's a lot of strange casting calls going on here.
All right. Well, you look at those, and we're going to come up with a list next week.
Okay.
I love it.
All right. So what's next? All right. So we have. So let me write some of this down. I don't know if I have a pencil here. So we have Race to Reality. Oh, I do. So our new segments are Race to Reality. Everybody can look forward to that next week. Oh, I lost my pencil. Oh, shoot. Okay, Race to Reality. And then hopefully we're going to go back to some type of holistic health, whatever. And maybe we're going to have a guest segment. We'll have Katie, and she may not be able to come on every week, but, we'll see what happens there. And if that holistic health isn't just nutrition, of course, we also and I can go back to some of that, the health and beauty products. I think that's fun. When we tried the mask on air, I mean, you guys weren't on the show. That was Brooklyn and myself. That was a lot of fun. We did the whole segment while the masks were drying. We did some talking, so that was a good time. So we can do some fun stuff like that. If the audience has any ideas, please throw it out there. We're not going to have Courtney's Corner for a little bit, so we could switch it up and do Kids Corner, until Courtney returns. Kids Corner maybe, and talk about some of those things we wanted to talk about in regards to children and fun. And then we'll just, talk about and the summer cocktails or treats. I love what you had, Kathleen. Well, those are the fun facts. We already have those. So, but that was a fun fact. And then we're going to have games galore. And I do have that wheel. We could spin
I was
the
just
wheel.
going to say, bring out the wheel.
Yeah. And so then that would be fun. But some of the things don't pertain. Well, maybe they do. We have field trip. We could take a field trip one show, especially with the summer coming up. We could do a live hike maybe. That would be fun. Yeah. And let's do things like that. So we'll take out the wheel. I'll bring out the wheel next week and we can spin it, and that'll decide what fun thing we're going to do next week.
Yes.
right?
Love it.
Okay, that's fun. All right, perfect. What else do we have? I think maybe we'll wrap up a couple minutes early. We're just swinging. We wanted to tell everybody about the changes coming up and wish Courtney well while she's taking a break and taking care of some happy changes on her home front and some positive things going on in her life. So we want to wish her well and during that transitional phase and of course we have our man behind the scenes, Chris P. Bacon. Thanks Chris, of course, for the production, and thanks Katie and Becca for tuning in. And we're looking forward to next week. We got big things to come on the horizon, and some new guests and some new segments. So tune in. Any closing thoughts, ladies?
I mean, I did want to just say quickly, not to damper down our great conversation that we had today, but just sending out some prayers for the wife of the PA that was murdered recently. Very sad story. Don't know the family or anything about them, but just just never know. So just prayers out to them from me.
Yeah, definitely. I think, she has two young teenage sons. I think one in 8th grade and one, going into his freshman year of college. So those are around my children's ages, and I certainly feel for that family as well. Absolutely. And please don't prejudge. I mean, already some rumors are out there that it's none of our business, and it's probably untrue, whatever you're reading. Let the investigation unfold, and remember that nobody knows what's going on behind closed doors in anybody's life. So
and no one deserves to be murdered.
No, and keep your opinions to yourself, and unless they're warm, happy thoughts and wishes for someone else. Oh, and Colleen Ford is tuning in. She just liked that comment. So Colleen Ford, you're behind the scenes. And maybe we can get you back on again as well. And we're also going to have our children on. Maybe that could be, instead of Courtney's Corner, we'll have Kids Corner. And, we said we're going to have Kathleen's sons on. And hopefully I would have to drag mine kicking and screaming. They're kind of over my podcasting life. But Erin, and hopefully we'll get yours on as well.
Yep.
All right. So thanks, everybody. And have a great week. And the spring weather's just around the corner. And we'll see you next week. And
have a great week, guys. Love you.
Have a great week. Bye, everybody.